Japan often appears remarkably organized, clean, and efficient to visitors. But much of this efficiency does not come from advanced technology or strict enforcement. Instead, it comes from small, everyday rules that people follow almost automatically. These rules are rarely written down in law books, and many are not enforced through fines or punishments. They survive because they make life easier for everyone. What makes these rules fascinating is that they often seem minor when viewed individually. Waiting in line properly, speaking quietly in public, or separating garbage may not appear revolutionary. However, when millions of people follow these habits every day, they create cleaner cities, faster transportation, safer neighborhoods, and less stressful public spaces. Many countries try to solve problems by building more infrastructure or introducing new regulations. Japan often approaches the same problems by encouraging social habits that reduce friction before problems appear. Number 1. People queue before the train arrives. One of the first things visitors notice in Japan is the orderly way people line up for trains. Markings on the platform show exactly where doors will stop, and passengers form lines long before the train arrives. When the doors open, people exiting the train leave first while those waiting remain in line. Only after passengers have exited do people board the train in an organized manner. This simple rule dramatically reduces confusion and delays. Number 2. Phone conversations are avoided on public transport. Japanese trains are often surprisingly quiet because people generally avoid speaking on the phone while riding. Passengers may text, read, listen to music with headphones, or rest quietly, but loud conversations are discouraged. Even when people travel with friends, they often speak softly. This rule creates a peaceful environment where commuters can relax after work, concentrate on reading, or simply enjoy a quiet journey. Number 3. Shoes stay at the door. Removing shoes before entering homes is one of Japan's most familiar customs, but it also serves practical purposes. Outdoor shoes carry dirt, dust, rainwater, and bacteria into living spaces. By removing shoes at the entrance, homes remain cleaner and require less maintenance. Many schools, traditional buildings, and certain businesses also follow this practice. Indoor slippers are often provided for comfort. This rule creates a clear separation between the outside world and private living spaces. Number 4. Everyone takes responsibility for their trash. Japan has relatively few public trash bins compared to many countries, yet streets remain remarkably clean. The reason is simple. People often carry their trash with them until they find an appropriate place to dispose of it. This habit creates personal responsibility for waste rather than assuming someone else will clean up afterward. Schools also teach children to clean classrooms and shared spaces, reinforcing the idea that public environments belong to everyone. Number 5. People apologize for small inconveniences. In Japan, people frequently apologize for causing even minor inconveniences. Someone may apologize for bumping into another person, arriving slightly late, or asking for assistance. These apologies are not necessarily admissions of serious fault. Instead, they acknowledge that another person's time or comfort matters. Number 6. People stand on one side of escalators. In many Japanese cities, people stand on one side of escalators while leaving the other side open for those who wish to walk. Although practices vary between regions, the general principle remains the same. Allow movement for others. This system increases efficiency in busy transportation stations where thousands of commuters move through limited spaces. Number 7. Quiet behavior in shared spaces. Libraries, trains, elevators, waiting rooms, and public areas in Japan often remain surprisingly quiet. People generally avoid loud conversations, speakerphone calls, or disruptive behavior. This creates comfortable environments for everyone sharing the space. In dense cities where millions of people live close together, noise reduction becomes essential. The rule recognizes that personal freedom exists alongside consideration for others. Number 8. Gifts are given carefully. Gift giving in Japan follows various social rules that emphasize thoughtfulness and respect. Presentation often matters as much as the gift itself. Items are wrapped carefully and gifts are chosen with consideration for the recipient. People frequently bring small gifts when visiting someone or returning from trips. These habits strengthen social relationships because they demonstrate appreciation and gratitude. The rule encourages people to think about others rather than focusing entirely on themselves. Number 9. Punctuality is extremely important. Being on time is considered highly important in Japan. Trains, meetings, appointments, and social events often begin exactly as scheduled. Arriving late can inconvenience others and disrupt carefully organized plans. This culture of punctuality creates reliability. People trust transportation schedules, business meetings, and appointments because they expect them to occur on time. When millions of people respect schedules, daily life becomes more predictable and efficient. Small improvements in punctuality can save enormous amounts of time across an entire society. Number 10. People clean shared spaces themselves. Many Japanese schools ask students to clean classrooms, hallways, and common areas. Instead of relying entirely on custodial staff, students learn responsibility for their environment from an early age. This lesson often continues into adulthood, where people maintain offices, neighborhoods, and public spaces more carefully. Cleaning becomes a shared responsibility rather than someone else's job. This mindset contributes significantly to Japan's reputation for cleanliness and respect for public property. Number 11. Separate your garbage properly. Garbage separation is taken seriously in many Japanese communities. Residents often separate waste into categories such as burnable trash, plastics, cans, bottles, and recyclable materials. Collection schedules may vary depending on the type of waste. Although the system can seem complicated initially, it improves recycling efficiency and reduces environmental impact. The rule also encourages people to think about the waste they produce and how it affects the community. Number 12. Respect the flow of crowds. Japanese cities handle enormous crowds every day, yet movement often remains surprisingly orderly. People generally walk on designated sides, avoid stopping suddenly in busy areas, and pay attention to the flow of pedestrians. These habits reduce congestion and allow large numbers of people to move efficiently through stations, sidewalks, and shopping districts. Respecting the movement of others becomes an important social skill in crowded environments. The result is a city that feels organized despite its density. Number 13. Leave places better than you found them. Perhaps one of the most important unwritten rules in Japan is leaving places in good condition for the next person. People clean up after themselves, organize shared spaces, and return items to their proper locations. Whether using a public restroom, eating in a food court, or staying in a hotel, many people make an effort to leave the space tidy. This mindset reduces maintenance costs, improves public environments, and creates a culture of mutual respect. When everyone contributes a small amount of effort, shared spaces remain cleaner and more pleasant for everyone. It may be one of the simplest rules on this list, but it is also one of the most powerful: responsibility and respect for others.